Hey everybody, it is February 5th, 2018. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, and this is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. With me as always is Raj Giri. Mr. Matt Morgan will be along shortly. And we're talking Monday Night Raw, build up to Elimination Chamber, which is only, 3 weeks away at this point. Raj, first off, how are you doing? How was your weekend devoid of wrestling?
It was nice. It's nice having a little break. But Super Bowl is still crazy. So the next couple of weeks are kind of slow. So that'll be kind of nice.
Yeah, seriously, man. I had to put it in the calendar today. I sit down once a year and I put all the WWE pay-per-views into my phone calendar.
Same here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Matt,
how you doing, Matt?
Doing good. I'm going to apologize in advance. We just got out of a commissioner meeting about an hour ago, so I wasn't able to hook up on the right streaming device and the right microphone. So I apologize to fans for one more week of this crap. I'm sorry.
But you were able to watch Raw?
Yes.
Cool.
Nice. So different show tonight. A lot of wrestling action. 4 women's segments for those that were paying attention. No mention of Ronda Rousey. And just really building up Elimination Chamber as the next stop on the road to WrestleMania. Matt, what did you think of the show overall?
Really way to milk and cash in on that cash cow that is Ronda Rousey, huh? Here's a good idea. Let's not talk about her. I thought it was a little bit all over the place tonight. I was encouraged by all the female in the segments, but there was a lot of uncomfortable segments as well. The stuff, the backstage promo with Bayley and Sasha was incredibly uncomfortable to watch. It didn't look natural.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things like that happened, but again, I'm encouraged by so many, female segments nonetheless. Step in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. I like that they're giving them more time. I thought the little graphic they did for Bayley and Asuka was kind of cool. It made the match seem bigger, just having that right before the match. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I thought that was it was cool. I thought Bayley and Asuka was a good match. I was a fan of some of this stuff. But I don't know. I just feel like we're so close to. We're not that far from WrestleMania. Just doing more that's more sizzle. Like it's just kind of. It was a good run of the mill show, I thought.
Yeah. What happened with Braun's music at the end? What was that about?
Yeah, that was weird. I thought someone was coming out or something, but
for sure.
Yeah, it looked like a production snafu or something.
Okay, so before we dive into it, Raj, have you heard anything from your context, any backstage news on Ronda Rousey? Has there been any movement on what's happening there, or is it still all to be determined?
Oh, it sounds like it's going to be a tag match at Mania. So
still that.
Triple H and Steph, yeah.
Gotcha, and ideally with The Rock.
I don't see The Rock doing it. I don't see how he can.
Yeah.
I think he's got, because they ensure the cast of the movie, and he starts filming, right after Mania in May with the new Jungle Cruise movie. So, so if an insurer will insure him and insure the movie, then he could do it. But it all comes down to that.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's go match by match and talk about tonight segment by segment. We started with Elimination Chamber, a qualifying match with Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. So, Matt, what did you think of this? And at any point, did you think Bray actually stood a chance of winning this match?
No. And I messaged Raj via Instagram, and I'm hoping he got the message.
I saw that.
With Braun Strowman's awesome win-loss record.
No, you mean Bray Wyatt.
Sorry, Bray Wyatt. It's horrible.
Yeah, he loses. Well, that includes house shows. The heels always lose at house shows, but still, yeah. He's. That's why he doesn't come across as anything special. He loses all the time. That's why his WrestleMania match with Undertaker was nothing because of that.
Out of them all, it was the one no one's talking about, right?
Yeah.
The last 5.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he badly needs to turn babyface, try something new with his character. He did that promo. I don't know if you heard that promo, Matt, because we've disagreed about his promos before, but it was the same thing. I could not pay attention to it. It was just the rambling and the nonsensical stuff. Reigns apparently understood. And Reigns actually had a pretty decent promo after that.
Yes, he did. Actually,
it wasn't bad.
I'll tell you what I loved. And Wrestling Inc., by the way, on the Twitter feed has the animated GIF of it right now with the plug for tonight's episode. I love how Braun got in all that offense and then just started making those faces as to what in the hell is going on here. How come I'm getting all this in on Roman and I just can't pin the guy? You know, I thought it was very almost Bray. Pardon me, Bray. I thought it was yes, Bray and Braun. Now it's all going back and forth. But I thought Bray. I thought it was almost satirical at that point and calling out how I'm not going to win this match.
Well, I think it was really. I'm guessing it was probably Roman trying to make Bray look good in a way.
He did.
You know,
He did.
yeah, but
he did.
He gave Bray almost the whole match, and you know, he just kind of got the finish. I mean, this was a good match. It was. Bray Wyatt hasn't had the best matches lately, and I thought this was one of his best matches in a long time.
Again, it points to how good Roman has freaking gotten. He's good, man. He always delivers.
Yeah. And he's going to Elimination Chamber. Probably from there to Mania. Should we talk about, I know we've talked about on this podcast how it is a given that it is going to be Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. But Raj, can you just shed light for people on what this plan is that's been in motion now for a year and what the plan is once he has the belt? I mean, is the idea that Roman is going to be a Hogan level champ? I mean, we've seen with Brock holding the belt for a year now, you know, getting these matches where he's retaining all the time. Is the plan to have Roman the long-term champion after this WrestleMania victory over Brock Lesnar?
I mean, I don't think they ever have that, you know, that kind of stuff planned out. You know, Roman, I'm sure they're going to give him a decent couple months, but if the storyline calls for him to drop it and regain it, but he is, I mean, he is definitely positioned to be filling that John Cena spot as the face of the, you know, the company. But Matt, Cena, I don't know, Matt, what you think, but it just, to me, Cena just looks kind of like checked out. He seems like
tonight he did look checked out.
Yeah, like he's just kind of doing it. He's there. He's fulfilling his obligations. He wants to like it, but he's just got so much going on, and he knows that, you know, he's got senioritis almost.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Cena-itis.
Cena-itis.
Yeah, but Matt, do you think that with Roman, so if this plan has been in the works for a year now, starting with Roman versus The Undertaker last WrestleMania leading up to this, do you think having worked for the company that they would invest that long in building Roman Reigns to this moment and then have him be a short-term champ in the grand scheme of things? I mean, I could see this maybe not going as long as Hogan or Backlund or Bruno, but I mean, they don't just drop it after they invest that much time in building up an angle.
First of all, nobody's a champion as long as Hogan or Bruno anymore.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
Even CM Punk, that'd be tough to do. I mean, Brock's had it for a year, but that was, you know,
different. He wasn't defending it every night.
Exactly,
you know,
4 title defenses or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I mean, with Cena, you know, he loses it, gains it, loses it, gains it, but it's definitely meant to be the, you know, coronation, so to speak, of
Roman Reigns. It is.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've got it planned out for 6 months to a year or 2-year run. You can't plan for that anymore in today's wrestling. Yeah. It's such microwave TV nowadays, right? Instant minute, a change on the fly ASAP, especially then.
Yeah, even, I mean, remember Steve Austin when he finally won the WWF championship? He lost it at the next pay-per-view. And he gained it the next night. Yeah, it was a first blood match to Kane. Kane was fully clothed. And, but it was the very next pay-per-view. And he lost it, gained it, you know, regained it the next night on Raw. So, you know, the plan is for him to be the top guy. But as far as how long each reign goes and how often he loses and wins, it, you know, he's not going to hold it consecutively for a long time.
They'll never plan it out like that. They'll never plan anybody being the champion out for X amount of time. I think Brock's the closest we'll see to that. And that was just because out of necessity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it changed the game, right? The idea that we're not going to have the champ every week on TV, that we're going to make it a more special thing for him to, you know, grace us with his presence.
I like it. I feel like they should do that with Ronda Rousey. I feel like they should do that with more of their talents, where when you don't have them on TV every week, it makes their appearances seem more special.
Yep. I agree with that. Finn Balor and Karl Anderson versus the Revival tonight. Kind of a different take on Balor Club. What did you think of this match, Matt?
I like that they mixed it up. Actually, I like that it was Anderson and Balor. I'm not a fan of my guys losing, obviously, but is it just me to Dawson look at it like, okay, I get he's got a little Darby going right now, a little stomach action going there, a little flab, but it fits his character. My concern was he wasn't taking his arms and all perfection and textbook the same. I wonder if he's hurt or something's up with him because everything I was watching him mechanically wasn't very, very smooth tonight. There was a lot of miscues. You have to really look for it. Look when he's punching Finn in the corner. There was a spot where Finn was supposed to like block it or duck, and instead he eats like a punch to the ribs instead. And more importantly, the arm drags. Go back and watch the arm drags from Dawson taking the arm drags. It's not Dawson-like. I just wonder what was up with it. You know what I mean? Because between the two of them, him and Dash, I always thought Dawson was the better of the two, but because he had more experience. But not tonight. I thought, what's his name? Dash was the better of the two tonight. And I'm just pissed they had to lose it all. I love that tag team.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think if they do get injured, they're going to hide that for as long as they possibly could, because
yes. Please do.
So,
good call.
I don't know. I mean, I thought, again, with matches like this, it was clear with Finn in it that they were winning. So going 2 segments.
What do you think of Finn's smile? Is it getting annoying yet?
It's soap opera. It's kind of like a teen heartthrobish. Yeah, I thought it was a little much. He seemed to be doing it a lot tonight.
A lot to the hard camera. A lot.
That must be you think that was a directive?
Yes.
Like, you're a good-looking dude. Smile, and the ladies,
I
smile
bet you
for the ladies.
Seriously, I bet you it was a Vinceism. Vince thinks every babyface should smile. At least that's his opinion. It's changed over the years, but that's just my take. I think it's a Vinceism because it looks that out of, I don't know what the word is. It doesn't look right.
Yeah, I agree.
Just happy to be there. Just happy to be on TV.
Yeah.
And he's getting a second chance at Elimination Chamber next week. We'll talk about that. Yeah, seriously. I mean, so it's going to be him, Bray, Matt Hardy, and Apollo Crews. I think Bray and Matt are going to keep setting up their storyline in the Fatal 4-1. Yeah, I mean, right?
Yep, he's got to get in. That's great.
I could almost see them putting Bray in just to even up Here's why. To even up the baby faces and the heels in that match, because they seem to do that a lot.
Chamber, does it matter?
Yeah, I could see Vince wanting to do that. You know how anytime they have a tournament, they always make sure it's even faces against heels. Yeah, it's even. So that's the only reason why I'd see Bray. But I mean, Finn makes all the sense in the world. I hope it's Finn.
Yeah. Maybe he gets a storyline out of it with Elias. I mean, doing the math, if it's going to be Braun and Miz. And, Roman, Cena. I mean, Cena, we don't know his Mania plans. So I think Finn and Elias.
Supposedly Taker.
Yeah.
Cena's plan right now is Elias. They're working the house shows. But
yeah.
Hey, really quick, to make Raj's point that Elias looks like a star physically, because I think he does too. I think the guitar kills him. But to make his point, okay, here's a mainstream fan, my wife, who thinks she knows more than she really does is about wrestling. During the match with the main event tonight, when Elias got bombed twice by what's his name at the end,
Braun.
By Braun, and he crawled out of the ring. My wife's like, "Oh no, that guy's too big to be selling away and crawling away like a little coward from Braun Strowman. He's a big guy. He's not that small." I was like, you know what? That's a good perspective actually, because I've been thinking he is, and maybe he's not.
Yeah, there's Sheamus has those workout videos that he's posting. Yeah, and he's got one with Elias, and man, Elias is bigger than Sheamus. I mean, he looked.
Is he thicker? He's thicker than him.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I think his outfit kind of hides it a little bit.
I think it does too. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the scarves detract from the muscle mass.
Yeah.
So Balor and Anderson won their match. After that, okay, so we had the controversial, and I'm just calling it controversial because Matt didn't like it, the backstage segment with Sasha Banks and Bayley. So, Matt, let's just recap what happened. Bayley was asking Sasha. Sasha was rewatching her match with Asuka. Bayley was asking for some tips because Sasha said, maybe I figured out how to take on Asuka. And Sasha was saying, oh, no, I'm keeping those to myself. you know, we're friends, but slow your roll. What
Yeah,
didn't you like about this segment?
Slow your roll. They didn't seem comfortable to me. I don't know what it was. It seemed like it was all in, what's the word I'm looking for? It was all in one. When you're in a promo, you're supposed to take people along on a story or a journey, just like you do a match. That's what a promo is. Who, what, when, where, why. And your job is to take them, even the vignettes, to take them like this. That doesn't always work out like that, but when you have a back and forth banter between somebody, it generally should do that most of the time. And this promo for me just stayed right here in the middle. And it just was uncomfortable with the, okay, yeah, you don't have to tell me. I'm going to do it. It was annoying. It was annoying.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it in the sense that it seems like they're setting something up with, you know, Sasha and Bayley.
Okay, so one more step for Sasha to be a heel. Okay, great. Yes.
Yeah.
They're both going to be in Elimination Chamber, though, and that's a story they can tell.
Yeah, but to Matt's point, it sounded very much like, okay, my line, now it's your turn to do your line.
Yes.
Now it's your turn, you know, your turn to your line. Like, it didn't come across as a natural conversation.
Right.
It came across as just trading lines.
So the Cruiserweights reappeared tonight. Tony Nese. Well, right? They were nowhere to be seen last week. Tony Nese and Drew Gulak versus Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander. We had Drake Maverick, 205 Live general manager, on commentary. I like that they had to explain. You might know him as Rockstar Spud, like sort of bringing people up to speed on that.
It sounds so weird when they say that. Like, just say Drake Maverick and don't say his name used to be something else, but now his name is this. You know, it just seems like.
Well, why is his name that now? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Why doesn't he just Rockstar Spud then?
Right.
Just say his name and say it's Drake Maverick and, you know, move on. But I thought he was the best thing about this match, just because I feel like we've seen this match so many times, you know, this mix of the cruiserweights, but I really liked him on commentary.
Me too. He killed it.
Yeah. So the tournament's happening, folks, for the new Cruiserweight champion on 205 Live. Definitely plug that. See, I would rather they just show us a recap package of that tournament and tell people what's up and what's going on a bit more with that, because it is such a big relaunch for 205 Live.
It's a relaunch. I wouldn't say it's really big. You see
where for 205 Live, it's big. I mean, it's make or break, I would assume.
Roderick Strong's going to be on tomorrow. Yeah, Johnny Gargano, that's the big rumor that he's going to be a part of this tournament. So we'll see. I mean,
that's what they should be. No offense to them.
I know. I agree. I hate to say it, but
same here. But it is what it is. He had a chance. NXT did great. Both of them did great work. Mm-hmm. But they just don't scream. I don't know. I'm not going to say it and insult the guys, you know. But you know what I'm thinking. It's just like they don't pass the star test.
Yeah. I mean, it's that casual. You see how over Elias is, right? And it's just that having that. And I think Johnny Gargano, he's got a ton of charisma. He's a great babyface, but the fact that he is so small, I think as soon as Vince sees that, you know, when you start seeing that that difference in height with him and like a Braun or an Elias, you just see the way Vince goes.
Yeah.
Man, so they announced the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Kurt Angle came out there. Bayley, Mandy Rose, Sasha Banks, Mickie James, Sonya Deville, and, of course, Alexa Bliss in the match. And then separately at Elimination Chamber, there'll be Nia Jax versus Asuka. So we've talked about before that as the potential. It seems like they've been saving that in their back pocket for a while. Matt, what do you think about the decision to put that match at Elimination Chamber?
I don't think they've been putting it in their back pocket. Remember? I was just complaining a few weeks ago that they gave away too much.
Oh, when they did the TV thing a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm excited for the match, though. Nia Jax ain't winning.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty clear.
I
wish I didn't know it, you know what I mean? But now I have no questions what's her name wins.
Yeah.
She's going on to WrestleMania. She has to win.
And
they added that stip, which made no sense.
Because she didn't announce who she was facing at Mania, whether it was Raw or SmackDown, and Kurt said that Nia Jax will be added to the Raw, to Asuka challenging the Raw Women's Champion at WrestleMania, which was kind of news, if that's what he meant to say.
Interesting.
Kurt sounded a little off tonight, like he forgot the name of Elimination Chamber when he's saying the women's first ever, and then he like froze.
I mean,
And
in
then,
fairness, there's like a women's first ever or something in the WWE. They're digging themselves out of like a 50-year hole to finally catch up. You know.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe if he messed up that stip or something. I mean, it's clear the stip is Nia gets added, but I think he meant to say if Asuka chooses to face the Raw Women's Champion. So I don't know. I don't know if it was a slip up or what, but yeah, she hasn't announced which title, and all indications she's probably going to go for Charlotte.
And then Alexa coming out and saying it's unfair that she has to defend her title there when Brock Lesnar doesn't. Kurt bringing up a very good point that tables, ladders, and chairs back in October was the last time.
Someone saying that on commentary they corrected it and said that she would be added to either match. Did they say that?
I did not hear that.
I didn't hear that either. But I thought Alexa was good here.
She was.
She was great.
Yeah,
she always is.
Yeah, they brought up how she hasn't defended her title since October, but she was really good.
Yeah, especially considering the Patriots lost the Super Bowl last night. Do you guys remember that last year on Talking Smack? That reminded me of that when she freaked out, said she was in a terrible mood. The Patriots lost the Super Bowl last year, and then Daniel explained that they won. Apollo Crews had his best moment when he came in after and said, "Hey, did you guys hear about the Patriots?" Man, I missed that. I was just thinking about that tonight because I was like, "Oh, the Patriots, legitimately lost this year." But yeah, Alexa Bliss, she was fantastic. That was weird asking the audience, do they want her to do that? I thought that was kind of like, what if they'd said no? Not that they were going to.
I would have said no.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird to bring sexism into it. I don't know.
Yes! The WWE should not be calling that out.
Yeah.
They should not too close to home.
Yeah.
On that. They're fortunate so far. Speaking of which, did you hear anything backstage? I read something online and saw Amy Dumas's tweet tonight. Did she really hide the time's up hashtag on her ring gear at the Women's Rumble?
No, I saw it.
No, but she hit it backstage before. Apparently that was, I can't remember if it was Meltzer or somebody saying that that was a surprise to them that she was making a statement.
What does that mean, time's up?
Time's up. It's like the Me Too movement.
Well, no, she had the women's names written on her arm, like China that had passed away.
On her shorts, she had hashtag time's up.
Right.
On her waistline. So time's up. It's like Me Too, but it's saying time's up on sexual harassment, sexual assault. We're calling out everyone that's done this. So it is. I mean, it's done
what?
That's sexually harass people in the workplace or
sexually assault.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that, I mean, look, people have very strong feelings, about the movement and they should, but it's a political statement. And given Vince McMahon and his whole thing about no taking a knee in the XFL, that's why I believe it was Meltzer that said that, backstage, nobody knew she was going to do that until right when she went out there. She kept that hidden during the day.
Yeah,
that was interesting.
There's an article. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
But that ties into tonight. What you were saying, Raj, they shouldn't be making storyline stuff about sexist attitudes.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they've done a decent job rebranding themselves as more progressive, even though the women's storylines haven't been. They're still treated as sideshow fodder. But it's getting better.
Four segments tonight.
Yeah.
It was good. So after that, we had the match with Asuka versus Bayley. So I don't think anyone thought Bayley was winning this, but Matt, what did you think of the match itself?
Extraordinary. Very good match. Bayley, as always, can go, especially when you give her time. Great matchup, actually. I liked it a lot. It's just, again, they've killed Bayley. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she got no pop coming out.
Which I'm still shocked at. That happens, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's too bad because she's such a great natural babyface. And
I'm telling you guys, she was such a sure thing for me. Such a sure thing. They can't mess this up. That was my quote. It's impossible to mess this up. This is our next John Cena. I remember saying that exact damn quote on here.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Yeah, absolutely.
And I have no idea, boy.
Yeah. I mean, it's having her lose for 6 months straight probably didn't help.
No, and in her debut with Mick in the ring and the uncomfortableness of that, it was, oh God.
Yeah. Someone's in the chat saying she could use a complete heel turn, and she's one of those I never saw as a heel, but she needs something.
No, but it'll be like the Jason Jordan style. She'll be like smarmy, teacher's pet, telling on people. I mean, I think it will just be annoying. You know what I mean? Like they'll like lampshade her innocence in a way that makes you hate it and resent it, and that would be, I think it would be terrible.
I could see that. I don't see them having her all of a sudden go goth and, like completely changing her character. I'm sure it'd be like Sami, right? Where he still does the annoying stuff, but now it's annoying.
Yeah.
With the head bobbing and the dancing and everything.
He's turned it way up.
He's awesome. He's so much fun to watch.
He really is.
And it shows like it would, if it's done right, it could completely change a character around.
He's my favorite thing on SmackDown right now. He's my favorite thing to watch.
I agree.
He keeps my eyes. You know what I mean? He keeps my eyes on the screen the entire time.
Yeah.
So in a minute, we're going to talk about the Elimination Chamber qualifying match between The Miz versus Apollo Crews. We'll talk about Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins going up against the Bar, Jason Jordan's injury status, Nia Jax versus Enhancement Talent, Sonya Deville versus Mickie James, and the final triple threat, the main event of the night, John Cena versus Elias versus Braun Strowman. All that and more. But first, Raj, we have a new sponsor tonight. Why don't you tell people who it is?
We do. Keeps. It's a service that helps you stop your hair loss. You go online. They offer customized treatment plans with only FDA-approved hair loss products for about $1 a day. And you go online, you do the profile, you take pictures of your hair, and they give you the right treatment.
Yeah. And I mean, it makes sense because hair loss, it's not just your dad's problem. It happens earlier in life than you think. By 35, 2 out of 3 men will start losing their hair. But hair loss is actually easy to prevent if you get started with prevention early. And that's why there's Keeps, which is a new company that offers a simple, clinically proven, affordable way to stop hair loss. With Keeps, it's easier than ever for guys like you to keep your hair and not worry about going bald. So it's the easiest way to keep your hair. They offer the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products clinically proven to keep the hair you have. You can sign up in less than 5 minutes, and it's entirely online and only $10 to $35 a month. So it's $1 a day or less on average. That's half of what you'd pay at the pharmacy for the same treatment. So to get started with Keeps, it's easy. Like Raj said, you answer a few questions, snap some photos. A licensed doctor remotely reviews your information and gives you the right prescription for your situation, all without ever leaving your couch. And within 2 to 3 days, a 3-month supply of your treatment will arrive perfectly packaged at your door. You can stop hair loss today the easy way with Keeps. They're offering customized treatment plans, again, with the only FDA-approved hair loss products for about $1 a day from the comfort of your couch. To receive your first month of treatment for free, go to keeps.com/INC. That's KEEPS.com/INC. And that's a free month of treatment at keeps.com/INC. Keeps. Hair today, hair tomorrow.
It's entirely online. It's only $10 to $35 per month, depending on your treatment options. So it's half of what you pay for this kind of stuff at the pharmacy. So it's a great value, FDA approved. And I'm 42, and the sooner you start, you get on stuff like this. Especially if you notice it. If you notice you're losing your hair, the sooner you get on it, the easier it is to save what you have.
To keep the hair you have.
To keep the hair you have. Exactly.
Keeps.com/INC. And we thank them for sponsoring the podcast. So, The Miz tonight versus Apollo Crews. Matt, what did you think of this match? And, how do you think Apollo's faring?
Great. I thought it was a good showcase for him, no?
I think so. I think they need Glenn pick up some more wins.
Well, yeah, but as far as in-ring action and doing his thing, he looked like he belonged out there. It's just
absolutely.
It's just like you said, though. He needed some wins because no one's buying him winning this match.
And a story,
right? Yeah, exactly.
A real story, a real feud. Even if it's breaking up Titus Worldwide, I think they have to get something going on to get people more invested in him. This guy's been a rock star in the ring. I mean, since his NXT debut.
Yes,
he's. I feel like the Miz is almost like Cody Rhodes now, where he has he believes he's one of the best, one of the best in the world, and he is trying to, get to that level, and is really like turning it up. I think he comes across more like a star than he ever did, and he's, really doing everything he can to do.
Did you say like Cody? You said like Cody Rhodes?
Yeah.
You don't think he's bigger star than Cody Rhodes?
Oh no, he is for sure. But Cody on the Indies is probably the biggest. Him and Kenny Omega, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since he got into that position, he's made these changes to his character to really come across as like a a big deal.
Star.
Exactly.
And what I like about The Miz is that you get the impression that with all of these guys, The Miz knows exactly what he's doing, and he's trying to put them over as best he can.
Definitely. Oh my God, every time.
Yeah, super generous.
Yes.
In how he does it.
That's where he gets in and fits in on this roster.
Yeah.
And he knows that, and that makes him incredibly valuable. More invaluable than his, years of having to be the PR guy. He still is, right? It's now an in-ring technician. I mean, think about how we're talking about Miz right now versus when he started. Guy still does not get enough credit.
I thought his promo, it was the best promo on the show.
Does he become a Hall of Famer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
he retires right now. Does he become a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, he's got 10 years.
Yeah, he's headlined WrestleMania, even though he wasn't the focus of that. But yeah, I think definitely
awesome.
Yeah,
and his story is really incredible if you think about it. I mean, to go from reality star wannabe.
I was there when he was being thrown out. They were doing that Tough Enough right when I was still there. And, him and Daniel Puder. It wasn't just Puder. He got it bad too, Miz. And whoa, God, I'm surprised like he ever came back.
Yeah, Ken Anderson was on our podcast a couple months ago, and he was telling some stories about stuff that he endured, and sounded pretty brutal. Like a lot of people wouldn't have been able to deal with that.
No way, it would never happen today. And guys, it's not even hazing. It's like hazing times a million. I played on a real football team. I played on a real basketball team. It took them all year to get me, but my football team finally got me my freshman year at the very end. Even though they weren't able to get me one-on-one, the whole team it took to time it to the damn goalpost, butt-ass naked. But nonetheless, these are the things that were fun, that make you more camaraderie with one another. It was in good spirit. It wasn't in mean spirit. And trust me when I tell you, the shit that was done to Miz was mean-spirited on purpose to drive him out. Yeah. And it didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at someone like a JBL, I know JBL's had his stories about stuff he did to the Miz and where the Miz is. The Miz is far beyond JBL.
Way beyond. And he tried his hardest. Let me tell you, I watched some of it. Boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, hats off to him. And he's turning it up. He's making himself he presents himself like a main eventer.
Miz, you didn't kill yourself yet? You're still here? That's what he say every week.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. Thanks. Nice to meet you, sir.
Right. Yeah. What a prick.
And what's funny? I was just thinking, I was like, oh man, the WWE has really turned stuff around. And it was like, yeah, but not until, what was it, like 3 years ago, Bill DeMott was still employed in developmental, pulling that stuff in NXT.
But luckily on the main roster, that's why those guys were able to flourish. The Romans, the Shields, the Punks, because all that crap had subsided. Believe you me, if the Bob Hollys and Bradshaws and them were still there, no way are those guys excelling. Because nobody could during that time. Only a very select few, like John and Orton, and that's because they were ordained to succeed.
Yeah.
Bob Holly stiffed Brock Lesnar. Yeah, I mean, if that doesn't, if that doesn't tell you how hard it is to get their respect.
Right.
But yeah, I thought this match tonight with The Miz and Apollo was great. Miz won. He's going to Elimination Chamber. Probably a great opportunity to set up his storyline with Braun Strowman for WrestleMania, if that still is the plan. And that can't be for real that his baby is legitimately due WrestleMania weekend, right?
Yeah, 2 days before.
Miz?
Yeah.
That's true.
I believe that.
That was they were mentioning it on Total Divas too, but
did they try and get but that's for real? Like, is that just coincidence? Did they try and conceive on that schedule? Like, get a calendar?
No, that schedule sucks because there's a good chance she's gonna be born the day of Mania when he's he has to be there, and he's supposed to be doing all this pub that week, so that schedule sucks for them.
Yeah, and he'll lose to Braun, but it'll be good. It'll be a big moment for Braun.
Braun as Intercontinental champ it just doesn't seem right.
It ain't a big moment for Braun.
You don't think so?
No. Big moment for Braun is winning the Universal Championship or nothing.
Yeah.
The Intercontinental Championship just seems kind of beneath him. It's kind of, it would be like Undertaker back in the day winning the Intercontinental title. It's not.
He's been pushed as indestructible. He's been the push of the year almost, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Look, I think all three of us would rather see him as the Universal Champ than Roman.
Yes.
No, I don't know if I agree with that.
Really?
Yeah. I would because it's more organic. That's the only reason I would. I'm not saying Roman Reigns is not a better company guy, going to the shows, doing the talk shows, blah, 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 blah. Roman's better looking. The whole nine, I get why. But if we're talking about organically, what the fans want to see, I think I'd like to see Braun win
it. The reason why I say it is I think you want to get Braun on a real chase, not like this 1 month chase and then he's out of the picture. Get him in a real chase, then do it at like SummerSlam. But they won't.
Our fans will not have the patience. They were dying on him just tonight.
Yeah.
Think about how they were dying on the one more time chance. They died quickly on those. Those are some weak ass do it one more time chance, if I've ever heard any.
Yeah.
They died after the second round. One more time.
Yeah, he was playing to the crowd great too. Like he
did a great job, right? He looked comfortable.
Yeah, he looked like Hulk there with getting the crowd to, chant louder, and I thought he did really good there. So
I mean, I think the only person that the Braun could have a believable chase with is Roman, or Brock. But the way that they've built up both, all three of them. With everyone else, though, he just runs through them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, no. For WrestleMania, I think Braun versus Brock would have been a better way to go, and not have them already wrestle, back in the fall. What was it? Great Balls of Fire was when they wrestled, right? Or was that Joe?
I think that was Joe at Great Balls of Fire, but it could be.
I'm forgetting.
Yeah, it all blends together after a while, right?
Yeah, I think Great Balls of Fire was
Joe.
Yeah, it was Joe. You're right. And Braun was like in the fall.
Oh man! So after that, we were supposed to have Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins in their final rematch against The Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Jordan playing off these real life stories about him being injured that have been spreading around. Raj, is that true?
Yeah, it's 100% true. So he hasn't been wrestling. He wasn't at the live events. I was surprised they keep bringing him on TV and putting him in a storyline until they know exactly what, because why invest all this TV time if, let's say if he needs surgery or something like that. So,
sunk cost fallacy. They've already put so much into that storyline.
Yeah. It's like, when Orton got hurt, he came back and tell everybody's 22% ready and that kind of a thing. They believe in you enough. They'll give you the TV time. I mean, I like to see it play out. I hate to see him get injured and then just drop it. Then we got to start it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep him there doing his thing.
But his injury, it sounds like, so with the neck injury, and I guess he's having trouble gripping stuff. So it sounds pretty serious.
That sounds terrible.
Neurological.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awful. Man, so with needing a tag team partner, that kid Roman Reigns got a shot finally, and it was Roman and Seth versus The Bar. Now, this was, for all intents and purposes, they treated it like Seth's hometown. They were in Des Moines, Iowa. Seth's from Davenport.
Yeah.
So then
you knew that Seth is losing, right?
Yeah. Good match, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great match.
This was probably the only match on the show where I felt like it wasn't a given who was winning.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. And, of course, Jason Jordan interfered, got them disqualified. And so that's the thing, man. If they're not going Jordan versus Rollins in a singles feud, I mean, what do they have for Rollins right now?
They got nothing.
I think they're waiting to see what's happening with, Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do with Rollins. You got Finn with nothing to do. I mean, that seems like a natural matchup right there. They both Finn missed WrestleMania last year, right? Yeah, he was not at WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
You got Samoa Joe, even though they've kind of done Joe and Rollins already. But
when's Joe back though? When's Joe due back?
So he's saying they're taking it week by week, but it's looking like it'll be before Mania. Hopefully he doesn't miss because he missed Mania last year. Hopefully he doesn't miss it again.
I have to say he was awesome on the NXT pre-show. I mean, I wish him a speedy recovery, and I hope he does not get injured again. But man, I think that guy's got a long career ahead of him doing commentary. Really? I liked him a lot.
Good.
He's a great talker. He's believable. Would you rather have him or Pete Rosenberg, Matt, on a pre-show?
Oh, well, Joe. Pete Rosenberg's annoying.
I mean, I thought Joe made some good points. I like listening to the guy speak. I think he's
Pete
very
Rosenberg
charismatic.
or Paul Rosenberg?
Pete,
whatever.
Pete.
Peter Rosenberg? Peter Rosenberg.
Yeah.
The dude from Hot 97. He's annoying.
He didn't know that War Machine was a tag team. He thought it was a singles guy.
Ugh.
Yeah. And have you ever seen Joe? He was on some video game stuff last year from like the video game convention, and Joe was really good. I mean, just really good. I think, again, I love him in the ring. I love his promos, but I think that he's got a lot of options. So the bar won by DQ. After that, we had Nia Jax versus Vanessa Floyd. I'm assuming she was a local enhancement talent. I wonder if do you know where she's from? Is that
Who cares?
Because Seth Rollins runs the Black and Gray Wrestling School.
I'm sure she's from that wrestling school.
That was what I was going to say, from Seth's school. Color, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's like Drew Gulak's brother getting squashed last week. A lot of people didn't know that.
But they're rebuilding Nia Jax for her fight with Asuka.
Yeah, I mean, she's always kind of been there. It's not like
she was doing the stuff with Enzo. She was doing the stuff with Alexa and the drama. They haven't made her a power.
Stuff with Enzo helped. Stuff with Enzo helped her, though.
Getting her over with the crowd, definitely. But I think it's taken away from the idea, like, if she's going against Asuka, let's build her back up as this truly dominant force.
Yeah. And so it was good. I never mind squash matches when it's building a talent up. So I thought this was fine. Yeah, at least it didn't go 2 segments,
Actually, there was that one she had with Alicia Fox that was like that, where, I mean, I don't think it went 2 segments, but it was like the chicken fight in Family Guy. Every time you thought it was over, she threw the barricade. Okay, so they followed that with another women's segment, Sonya Deville versus Mickie James. And again, they're both going to be an Elimination Chamber. Paige came out with them as part of Absolution. So we had Paige, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville against Mickie. And then Mickie won, but then when Mickie gets attacked by them afterwards, Alexa comes out to Mickey's aid. So, Matt, what did you think of this match?
Good match. Solid match. Mickie led her through a pretty good match, I thought. I don't know. This is one of those women's segments that happy it happened, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Maybe it's the Deville portion of the match, if you will, that was hard for me to really sink my teeth into. I still don't know anything about her.
Yeah, and I feel like they haven't really built Mickie in a while either. She's kind of been just there to put other people over. So. So, I feel like you got Paige there. Have her do a promo. Put her on commentary. She's, she definitely adds a lot to it. With Mickie James, with Alexa Bliss coming out to help her. I wonder if that was just her like manipulating her, since she's in the Elimination Chamber and she's going to try, manipulating some of the women in that match. So
that's what's cool about it. We got to turn it and see. I like that. It's open ended.
Yeah.
I think the most shocking thing in all of this is that, Paige's medical status, what was that, a month ago when that story broke, and they haven't addressed it at all. They're just saying she's out with injury.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with that. It seems pretty clear that she's done. So I don't know if they feel like.
But why have to say it if you don't have to? She can always pose a threat physically, as being out in the ringside with her girls. You see what I'm saying? We, the smart marks, all know she's really banged up. But there's a lot of kids that go to these shows that have no clue.
That would be so weird. That would be so weird, though. Could you imagine that being?
It's not going to go on forever. It makes me think 2 things. One, maybe they're still looking into it. Maybe she does have a chance. I don't know.
Yeah.
What I take it as is that maybe it has something to do with the movie that's coming out, and they don't want her retired before the movie comes out. So keep her on TV, keep her in an active role, and then once the movie comes out, then they can announce it.
Yep.
But because I don't think she can take any bumps or anything. So she's at ringside, but she can't do anything, which I think is fine. For a manager, a lot of managers really wouldn't. So I don't know.
Yeah. So the triple threat main event tonight was going to determine who enters the Elimination Chamber last. And this was a triple threat between John Cena, Elias, and Braun Strowman. Elias came out, kicked it off doing his thing. And oh my God, the chants tonight for Walk with Elias. Every week I think they can't get louder. I am shocked how over this guy's shtick is with the crowd.
He's great. I thought his promo was great. I loved it. Like him putting down the town, saying how it's unfortunate because he usually only flies over small towns like that. He's so natural. He doesn't come across as scripted.
And I'm thinking, what are they going to do for him at Mania? Like, do they get him by himself? Do they put him with a band? What kind of special thing do they do?
You could do with Seth Rollins. You know,
yeah.
You could put them in a program and have them work at Mania. But yeah, I thought Elias was great. He's super over with the crowd. He just comes across as, you know, like we talked about earlier, comes across like a star.
You know,
yeah.
He killed it.
And he won. I did not think that was going to happen tonight.
Me either.
Cena and Strowman.
The only reason why I did is because they are building Elias and Cena for house shows, and so I felt like they need Elias beating Cena
on TV
to kind of. Otherwise, it seems like a mismatch right now, especially since Cena beat Elias on Christmas on Raw. So this way, it kind of makes it seem like it's not a foregone conclusion.
What'd you think of the match, Matt?
Good. You know, all things considered, a lot of slow guys in that match, right? Very hard to pick up the pace of that match. And I thought they did a good job with that, actually. You know, it could have been a lot more slower and a lot more plotting than what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was pretty fun. Like it, I wasn't bored during it. So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was. Cena with his facials at the end. Again, I don't know. He seemed like he was over exaggerating.
He's checked out.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I thought.
Like, he's just got to, at this point, be thinking, there's so much stuff I'd rather be doing with my time.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff that he's got going on right now with the Transformers spin-off movie and, you know, all these projects that he's getting, you know, it's hard to turn down.
Hypocrite much, John?
Hey, he could be learning Mandarin or practicing the piano.
He has gone back and said how much, like, those are the comments he regrets the most.
Like, what, Matt? You don't know? Like, you never watch it? They've and all the behind the scenes things and specials. Like, he's been taking Mandarin classes for a few years. He plays the piano for, what is it, like an hour a day?
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah, I don't know. And Matt, now you've said a lot of what they project as his backstage persona is for show. For instance, even him getting engaged at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Which I kept thinking about during the WrestleMania 24. So I was like, this seems like a very elaborate charade.
I don't trust anything that comes out of his mouth. Nothing.
Wow.
Maybe
I just think he's always working. You know what? I do agree with the marriage thing now. Finally, he sold me on it because a lot of it was that backstage footage I saw in that 24 WrestleMania 24 gimmick that was on the network last week.
Yeah, that thing was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And it showed a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff with John and her, and that looked very real, actually. So I take back that part. But I'm telling you, I know John, and I'm not saying it to be mean or bad, that he's a bad person. I'm just saying he's always working. He's our modern-day Hulk.
He's corporate. He's
always working that angle, always.
Yeah. Speaking of the 24 thing, they cut footage out of it already after a release.
What footage?
Undertaker getting shot up with.
Did they show that the first time?
I didn't see it the first time.
I didn't see it the first time either, but I read online.
I think they cut it before it was released.
Oh, you know what happens? I didn't see it live because we were doing this show. I bet you we missed it.
It could have been. I thought they took it out before it was released, but yeah, there's a minute scene where Taker's getting shots in his leg, and he's saying how he does this for the fans.
Why would they take that out?
I don't think they want people thinking that the wrestlers have to get, take anything to perform.
Oh, gee, a nerve block shot. I had to take a nerve block shot to do this damn show. How about that? It hurt my back.
My question is, why would they ever have that in the first place or let anybody know that was in there? I mean, that seems, not to get all, they're, not protecting the business, but that seems...
Well, you got a lot of different channels on these things, right? Like a lot of different. So it didn't go through the right channel where someone was like, "What? You can't put that in there."
Well, here's the thing. It also tells the story. Remember the tell of that story of Undertaker on that series was, his old man got one more laugh left in him, and this is what it takes for him to get in the ring now because of what he's done for his
Yeah.
Why are you laughing at that?
No, I'm laughing because I'm thinking, like, I want Justin LeBar to watch that and then swear to me again, oh, Undertaker's got one more match in him. Because that's why I'm laughing, is because we've been saying for a year that...
Okay, I'll never discount Undertaker having one more match. I just think you can't discount it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's the plan, him and Cena.
Watching the 24 thing, it brought back the uncomfortable aspects of it, where it was like, especially seeing him backstage.
It's one match, and
they should
make a butt ton of money for one match.
You know what then, guys, they shouldn't show that backstage footage of him. And if they do have one more match for him, you're right. They shouldn't have shown any of that stuff of him struggling. You can look at it two ways. As a performer, I'm like, damn, that's a bad mother, you know what, for still sticking it out, and potentially still having another match in him. But the fan, that 8-year-old watching, he don't want to see that.
Yeah, that was like Mickey Rourke and The Wrestler. Like, you don't want to see that from a current guy that is going to go out there and do it. Not him.
Supernatural powers, never shows any. Yeah.
Right. But some people are not aware of the Page movie. So there's a movie being produced by The Rock that's based on Page's life, and so that should be coming. Rosita, Thea Trinidad, what's her? Zelina Vega is in it. She plays AJ Lee, and the lady from Cersei from Game of Thrones is in it, playing Paige's mother. So they got like a lot of big names involved. Yeah, The Rock has a small role in it.
It's based on the documentary Fighting With My Family that was done in the UK, which if you haven't seen, find it online. It's really interesting. It covers Paige's original tryout with the WWE back, I guess, like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
Lena Headey from Game of Thrones is in it. And then Vince Vaughn is in it. I think he plays Jake the Snake Roberts.
And what's her face? Why am I blanking on her name? Ricochet's partner is the stunt double.
Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
Did all the doubling.
Ricochet dates her?
Yeah. They've been dating for a while. All right.
Anyhow, so tonight, Raw. Different Raw. I dug it. Matt, what did you think of tonight's show overall?
I didn't dig it. I thought it was good. There was good elements of it. I like the step in the right direction as far as featuring females more. I'm a fan of that. How they're presented continues to be a problem, though, right?
Yeah.
That was my biggest part of the show that I took home. Was, wow, they got a lot of time tonight. I can't wait to talk about this because it was looking like they were getting a lot of time. Even before the other half of their time was even shown on TV, I was impressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like 2 full segments. Here comes 2 more. So halfway through, I was like, wow. But then it was like the context of what they gave them. It was the matches were friggin' awesome. Okay. It wasn't the matches that was my problem. It's the character development. I don't want to sound like I'm contradicting myself because yes, it was good that someone like Sasha, we showed a little bit more of her heel side coming out. It was how they did it I did not like.
Yeah, I just feel like it's got to have more
naturalness to it.
Yeah, there's that, but there's also just we're so close to Mania. You need to start having some big moments on the show.
Yes, that's another point. That's a huge point. Where was the big things that were supposed to be like, oh crap, Mania's coming,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Rumble's been forgotten about.
Yeah. I mean,
let's go.
Right. I mean, it's like that year when Taker came back to wrestle Triple H, right? They started showing the promos of the Scorpion, and people thought it might be Sting. But doing stuff like that gets people talking and gets them, get your imaginations going on what's going on.
100%.
Well, we'll see. Right now, they're laying a lot of groundwork for Elimination Chamber. I don't know how they can serve all of those storylines from Chamber to Mania, but let's see what they do and try. I think a lot of the storytelling will really be dependent on what they do for next week, but there are seeds. There are lots of seeds planted. And it just moved faster tonight. I felt like this was kind of a zippy show compared to some weeks. But anyhow, let's talk about what's going on with Booker T and Corey Graves. So, Raj, you have the story.
Matt just last week was talking about on our Wednesday podcast where we had Sean Davari on. And Matt was talking about how you wanted to fight Booker T backstage in TNA once. And then a couple days later, and Booker T's out with this podcast saying how he's going to jump Corey Graves if he sees him in the street. So yeah, Corey Graves. He blames Corey Graves for losing his commentating gig. Says that people were afraid that he was going to beat Corey Graves up, so they took him off of commentary. And there were times, like during the Royal Rumble, there were times when Booker you could tell was getting really pissed at Corey, and
Booker
like it was getting heated.
Legit. He's as legit gets. But still, in that, no offense, watching it and going back, if you watch it from day one, Booker started all that mess. Good for Corey for standing up and smacking his ass back verbally. That's my take.
Yeah.
Instead of bowing to the almighty veteran and all that other BS, good for Corey for saying, look, I'm the future of this show as far as commentating goes. Slow your roll. You ain't going to roll over me. You're not going to bully me. You're not going to pull that veteran shit on me, especially not on the air, because I'll verbally assassinate you. And he did. I commend him for having the balls to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he would call Booker T out a lot. Maybe, you know,
Booker started it. Please go back and watch.
Oh yeah,
What do you know
for
about
sure.
tag team wrestling? Oh, you were a tag team NXT? Yeah, great. I'm a 25-time, tag team champion in WCW. He started all that.
Yeah. So Corey, he made kind of a little jab about it tonight. Did you guys catch that?
No.
He said something. Jonathan Coachman said something, and Corey Graves said something along the lines like, "You better watch it, or you could end up on afternoon radio," which Booker T shows afternoon radio. So,
I was hoping to say something like, "What are you gonna do? Beat me up?"
Yeah, right. So yeah, that's. You think WWE does anything over this? Like releases Booker?
Because of his words.
Yeah, for threatening. He basically threatened him. He said if he sees him, he's gonna.
Did he
fight
say
him.
that, or did he say that they were worried that if he saw him, this would happen?
No. First, he said, "If I see you on the streets, I'm coming after you."
Well, Booker, you ain't seeing him on the street, so stop saying that.
Yeah. And then later he challenged him to a fight.
You're 50 years old, dude. What are you doing?
Hey, I'd still take Booker over Corey any day.
Oh my God! Yeah, okay, no question there. I keep saying Booker's legit. He really is.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean people need to fear you or scare you. I told you I was heated at him for that one thing because I was still new in the business. I was new in the main event picture, so I took it very personal, which I shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wasn't talking about me going and just randomly punching Booker in the face for the hell of it. It was, dude, I thought we're boys, and you're saying you're not. You know what I mean? I'm hearing from other people you don't want to put me over. That's cool. At least come tell me about it. Tell me why. And that didn't happen. So I remember being heated about it because it was going to be a huge, what's the word I'm looking for? A huge omission in the story of me going through the mafia to get the Kurt at Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
Huge part. That was a 9-month storyline, guys. It was the very longest one I've ever been in. And the main event level one at that. And he was the one. You know what I mean? That's all I kept taking it as.
Yeah.
And Davari talked me off the ledge. We're going in there and punching him. And I don't do business like that ever. It was the first time I've ever been that personally. I felt personally offended. But you know what I mean? That's going to show you how green I was at the time, because that's not the way to take it. You know what I mean? It's a business, and Booker wasn't doing it to be a dick. He was doing it not wanting to put me over within the 3 minutes they were giving him to do it in, with no advertisement on Spike that week. I agree with him. Looking back, you've got to protect your own brand first. He's right. I didn't see it then because I was still kind of young, especially in the main event picture. But at the end of the day, I still was going to go in there and punch him and shatter his orbital socket.
Yeah. Some people are asking if it's a work. Why would this be a work? Like Corey can't wrestle. It's not leading to a match. It's not. It makes no sense. It makes WWE look bad.
It does.
So there's no way it's a work.
No, it's not.
So anyway,
I could see Booker amplifying the situation, draw attention to it.
No, it's bad for him. He's running for mayor of Houston.
Oh wait, he is? Really?
He is?
Yes.
Oh, well, then, why is it, Matt? When you announced your candidacy, didn't you start thinking like, okay, I'm not the most controversial guy, but maybe I just got to kind of watch what I say publicly now?
Yes and no. I also wanted to be Joe. I didn't want to change who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too much, because that's who I knew they were going to vote for.
Yeah.
But at the same time, am I calling out people? No. No.
He was running. I don't know if he dropped out, because I haven't heard anything about that in a while.
I bet you he could do well. Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah, the election's not for another 2 years. So
okay, I hope that'd be cool. Another wrestler would be great. I'm always for that.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, it makes no sense for Booker to be doing this as a work.
Yeah.
No, it's only gonna get him in trouble. Yeah.
And lastly, New Japan shows in the U.S. selling out fast.
Yeah, so you remember me complaining about how they're not striking when the iron's hot, right?
And they only do like 2 shows in Bounds.
Yeah, so they're doing one show, 5,000 people, sold out in 20 minutes. It probably would have sold out quicker, but the server like crashed. And that's it. You know, that's like probably going to be their one show this year in the U.S. So
why?
I don't get it. You're hot. Take advantage of it. You're blowing this opportunity.
They'll never be this hot in America again. No way.
I mean, who knows?
Very difficult. Think about the talent they've had in the past.
Yeah.
Okay? And they still couldn't make as much money as they could right now with this roster, a blend of talent that they've got coming here, you know, of our own here in America, being part of that show and being featured as they are.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually like 1 or 2 of us that are Americans that get featured like that. Not as many as they have right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're not striking enough at all.
No, I mean, they should have done this at a stadium. I mean, at an arena. And they should have booked like 4 more shows across the U.S.
Yes. I mean, you guys, we've already said this. We'll say it again ad nauseum. You're making the 13-hour flight here.
Yeah, exactly.
Take advantage of it. What's another 2 hours to here, another 4 hours to there? Nothing.
Yeah, and these venues, just look up where ROH has been or TNA in the past, or you know, there's.
Call me, I'll help you out because I want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how much money is being left on the table by not by just doing this one show, 5,000 seat arena, boom, tickets are gone. That's it.
Damn, man, that sucks. I was hoping they come to Florida.
Yeah, I mean they're yeah, like you said, who knows if they'll be this hot in a year or 2 years. So,
and those guys won't be there. I'll predict that 2 or 3 years from now.
Yeah, if Vince starts feeling a threat, you know it's not going to be too long before he starts taking back like Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega, and they're a big part of why they're so hot right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, someone's asking about Lashley and EC3. Lashley's supposed to be coming in anytime, but no creative plans. I mean, there was that Meltzer said working with Brock Lesnar after WrestleMania. Lesnar apparently didn't know about that then, but I guess that's but we'll see. Lesnar's contract's also up, so who knows if he resigns. My guess is that he would. EC3, he showed up on NXT, so he wasn't at the TV tapings, but he was backstage.
And Ricochet wrestled under as Ricochet.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wrestled as Ricochet.
Like
Thank God.
It's such a cool name.
It is a cool name. It fits him. Hey, do you like Prince Puma better though, with him and the hood on?
I thought it was a cool gimmick.
I kind of thought so too, but he's a good-looking dude, so I don't know how I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of the problems I had with Lucha Underground is you have too many people with the mask, and I know it's Lucha and you're doing that. Though. Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Listen to that statement out of context. The problem I have with Lucha Underground: too many people with masks.
No, seriously. But if you're trying to do a wrestling show, you got to have individual characters, and when everyone has a mask, it just gets a.
So what's crazy is someone like Brian Cage is kind of like the Rey Mysterio. When you think about it, because he's the only one without one at the time, or Hennigan, or whomever.
Yeah. Del Rio. There's a few,
and that got renewed for another season, Lucha Underground, right?
Yep, another season, but
that's still going, yeah.
Yeah, but reduced budget, but they'll be back.
Cool.
I don't think I talked to Jeff Cobb, and Jeff Cobb, and it sounds like he'll go in for a little bit, but not the whole season. So. We'll see. Mysterio's obviously it's starting to look like he's going back to WWE.
What was that tweet he put out saying that he's trying to make it work?
Yeah, well, he had the interview with the Mirror where he said,
that's right.
It's a very strong possibility. So it makes sense if they give him that reduced schedule. It makes sense for everyone involved.
Put him on Raw or SmackDown.
He was over like crazy.
Give it to him.
Raw or SmackDown? Where do you think he's more needed?
Okay, Raj thinks Raw. I think Raw. I see SmackDown though.
I think he should be on SmackDown. I think he'll add a lot, but I think if they see him as a huge superstar, they'll probably put him on Raw. That's just how they've been doing it. They're putting the guys that they don't see as the big charismatic stars on SmackDown. We haven't been doing that.
Don't say that. That's not what they think.
That is what they think.
Kind of seems
You
like
don't
it's what
think time out. You don't think they think Kevin Owens is big time charisma?
They don't think he's like Lesnar or Strowman or Reigns or.
Say it this way. Okay, take Reigns and what's his name, Strowman out of this equation. Go with Ronda. Go with Brock, Ray in this case. The people that they're paying a shitload of money to, they want on Raw to make their money back. Say it that way. Don't say it because it's this guy doesn't have as much charisma. Come on.
I'm not saying that they don't.
On SmackDown.
I'm not saying that they don't have that charisma. I'm saying that it's clear WWE
that they don't think.
They don't think. Yeah, because whenever they get a big surprise, whenever they got some big angle, you know, they're put on Raw. Yeah,
it's on its flagship show.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like we were just saying earlier, I think Sami Zayn's been killing it. I think Kevin Owens has a ton of charisma. I can watch him and Sami all day. Just where you see when you see how they think and who they see are stars, and you know, if they see Mysterio as a really big star that they could headline with, they'll probably put him on Raw.
In fact, with that logic, it does seem strange that Charlotte is on SmackDown. That's the only flaw I see in that, because Charlotte, I mean,
they love her. They love her, and they should.
But I also think at that time they had really high hopes with Alexa Bliss. Like she was getting all the promo time. Charlotte wasn't really getting much then.
Charlotte was already locked in as a made woman. This was her opportunity to make hopefully another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no reason she shouldn't have been. She was, I thought.
Alexa. Yeah, they just cooled off on her a lot, but you know, hopefully that changes.
So tomorrow night on SmackDown, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a one-on-one match. That's almost fresh and new again.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
It definitely is. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be a swerve though, like we talked about last week. We'll see. Where it's just like they do a double pin, like they just roll each other up, do a double pin, and now they both get the title shot against AJ.
Oh shoot! Okay, I could maybe see that. Because I know Raj also had the finger point of doom type of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shenanigans might happen. I said it was too early for that. I was saying, right? I was predicting it's too early for that to happen yet. They're going to take us a little bit further on those two. Mega powers exploding, brother. So I thought, like, okay, they'll actually have a real match.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it's too soon to have them already having a real match, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I think it's just they've only been together for a few months, so I think it's way too soon to be teasing a breakup.
Yeah,
it is. It's just to lead us further to them not breaking up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They'll throw away a real match between two heels to get there. I think versus one babyface and one heel, where that's the payoff.
Yeah,
down the road.
Didn't they do something similar with Owens and Jericho, where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna wrestle tonight" or something like that, when they were, doing their buddy gimmick, and that turned out to be a swerve. I'm forgetting exactly what happened, but I thought they did something similar with them.
I know they had them fight at one point that seemed like it was going to be a breakup, but they reconciled very quickly.
Yeah, like it was a ruse.
And they blamed Roman Reigns for everything instead. That's what.
Yeah, that was the one. That was really funny. I think about that storyline a lot. Still in recent memory, I think that's the best storyline the WWE has done.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
Jericho's the man.
Absolutely. So we'll be back here Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern, to talk about SmackDown Live. Matt, anything you want to plug or shout out before we take it home?
I'll be on SmackDown. I'll be on the SmackDown Live coverage of this show. How about that?
Awesome.
Or podcast afterwards, sorry.
Yeah, great. Wednesday at noon.
Love having you.
Wednesday at noon. Yes, one quick plug. I just had a huge city commission meeting tonight. If you've seen it on my Instagram story tonight, my city, along with, voted against banning medical marijuana dispensaries, and we're one of the only in Seminole County that did it. I'm super proud of that. That gives us the opportunity, if someone wants to bring a medical marijuana dispensary here to our city, they can. Why that's important is because we have many places here that do that give medical marijuana prescription cards out to those that need it. My problem was you'd have to drive 20 to 45 minutes to Orlando to go pick it up from somewhere. So here you have an addict who's trying to do the right thing and get clean and sober, gets a medical marijuana card, has to drive 40 minutes. as a former addict, I'm telling you right now, I would have used that as my rationalization to relapse and say, F that, I'm not driving 40 minutes. I'm going back to these painkillers. Because that's the way a lot of addicts think in a weakened state. Or those that are suffering from cancer, those suffering from Crohn's disease. I'm talking about people in real pain. Hi, P.S., we're going to make you drive 40 minutes to go pick up your prescription in Orlando? No. So now we have the ability to have a medical marijuana dispensary here for these people to go pick up their stuff. That's huge. And we had a lot of pressure on it from our city to not have one here. So we agreed not to ban it. So it's open for it's open for discussion. It's open for them to come in here. If they do want to create one here, you know, they've got to apply and go through the law to do so. But it's at least we have the ability to have that here. Also, our city commission meetings are going on. We're the first in Seminole County to do that. That was my idea personally. And hopefully you got to hear all that and I didn't break up.
You broke up a little there. You said it was the first. It was the first to what?
It could be one of two things. One of the medical marijuana dispensary being here, or we're the first in Seminole County to go to Facebook Live, which was awesome. My idea.
Okay, that was it. The Facebook Live. We didn't.
We'll start. That just got voted in tonight. That's something, a pet project of mine. I've been pushing for since I've been elected. You know, to get our younger demographic to be part of the process. And my goal is, if it comes up on their Facebook, news feeds during dinner and whatnot, they'll see these commission meetings are happening and they can be a part of the process and voting.
Look at you working for the public. Nice. That's awesome. I do. And it's funny with the medical marijuana because I'm in Colorado and it's been, all legal for a while now. And so forget that.
Is it legal recreationally? Right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed an increase of crime or
not at all
because of that?
I mean, that was the big warning, right? That was all the commercials that ran before it passed was it's going to bring in all this crime and all this stuff. And
prohibition does not work.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
No, 1 month legal in California. Somehow we're managing to function as a state still.
Oh, is it? Have they've implemented?
Yeah.
I knew the vote passed, but I thought it was going to take a while to figure it out how to
as of January 1st.
Implement it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge.
Crazy, right? Huge. Absolutely. But that's good, Matt. I think that's a very good cause putting that there. And you're absolutely right. People should have to drive for a variety of reasons.
Make things accessible. I didn't have to drive 45 minutes to get a nerve block injection when I was in a crap load of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man. No, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
remember
I was talking to a wrestler who's a big star in the 80s, and he said he made an interesting comment that when they started I think it was when they banned marijuana, when they started the drug testing, it actually led to people using pain pills way more.
Yes.
And so when people that would smoke to alleviate the pain then turned to pills, and then that led to people dying young and mixing with alcohol and all this stuff. So it had an adverse effect by doing it.
Doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Whatever you take awayeth, they're going to looketh for moreth. That's what they're going to do. That's the way it works. If you make things the Antichrist, it's going to make you drawn more to it. It's just the way it works.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So Raj, what should people look out for on the site? What do you got going on?
Interview with Eric Bischoff, Easy that's coming. More stuff from our interview with the Honky Tonk Man. So stay tuned.
That's me doing Honky Tonk Man dance if you can't see.
So check it out.
Cool, man. And we'll be back here Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern. Talk about Smackdown Live. Find out what happened with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We'll be discussing it on Wednesday. So until next time, folks, I'm Glenn Rubenstein. You can follow me on Twitter at Glenn Rubenstein, and we'll see you back here on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.